Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. I have three really important things that I've been asked to bring into your awareness, so I'm excited to do that. I just want to let you know before we get into that, though, that the super sessions that I'm doing have been awesome and has completely given me new life to this journey I'm on for, of reading the records for people. Not that I was tired of it or worn out with it before, but it just kind of feels different now. So I want to thank you guys who have taken a chance on me and helped me get the ball rolling with that. If you enjoyed that experience, testimonial would go a long way for me, and I appreciate you guys for thinking about me and doing the little things. They really do add up and go a long way for us. So the first thing that I want to talk about today, and this is a really important one because you know and I know that the ascension process is all about change. And as a creature of habit myself, change is not something that I am really comfortable with. I've gotten more used to it as time goes on. Obviously, we have to. When we are ascending our consciousness, we are in the process of removing things that no longer serve us, and that creates a lot of change in our life. So, we wake up and we have the desire to change jobs, we change our relationship, we move out of the house we were in, we leave the state that we're in. We are driven by change because when you open yourself to change, what you're doing is allowing yourself to access the field of infinite potential and possibilities. So the advice today is to create small changes that have the exact same effect. Even the smallest change in your reality can trigger an infinite number of cascading changes. So a small change, what do I mean by that? Well, let's say that you've had the couch in your living room facing one direction for a really long time. What if we flipped it, moved the TV, moved everything, and now it's almost like we're in a new reality? What if every morning when you wake up, you have your coffee and listen to the same radio show, and you've been doing that for years and years and years? What is going to happen if you change that routine? We don't really know. You've opened up yourself a lane to accessing an infinite number of different timelines with your name on it. What if after work, instead of playing video games, taking a nap, and watching TV, we worked on that creative pursuit that's been calling our name? We go to the gym and we spend time there. What kind of change is that going to produce in your reality? You got to remember, as an old soul and as a light worker, you are here to align yourself with the best possible version of you. But you can't really do that in a state of stagnation. You've got to take the initiative, change what your comfort zone looks and feels like, and in the meantime, sending a message to the universe that, okay, I'm ready, willing, and able to move things around when I need to. So what's the universe going to do in response to that? There goes all that resistance. There goes their hesitancy to create even the smallest change. Now we have resources to fuel this divine being's awakening. Second thing I want to bring into your awareness is that you, in this now moment, have the ability to trigger your Akash for remembrance. And what do we mean by that? So, old souls have had a lot of lifetimes in this dimension. We've really covered our bases here. We have seen the highest highs and the lowest lows. You should understand, in all of those lifetimes, there are common things that you experienced. So when we wake up, it is our objective to clear out the density that we've accumulated during separation. We, in doing that, are making space for all the good things that we had during those lifetimes to come forward for us, whether it be experience, revelation, perspective, all of that. What we mean by triggering the Akash with familiar actions and sensations looks like this. Let's start with a campfire. Go outside, start a fire, put your phone down, sit in front of it, and let yourself explore how many different times you have sat in front of a fire, how many different forms you've taken while doing that. That smell is familiar to every fiber of your being. If you can change your awareness to explore the different timelines that you could have sat in front of a fire, you're opening up pathways in your system for your Akash to clean things up at an accelerated rate. By you exploring nonlinear perspectives, you are sending your Akashic records, who are a conscious entity in their own, a message that we are ready, willing, and able to remember who we are, because we're not limited in the tunnel vision that we've been in since we were born. So perspective is important. That's why all of the guidance in awakening is to get out into nature, not just for its energetic properties, but because you're familiar with it to the core. How many different versions of you, how many vessels to measure the universe and experience creation have you occupied while sitting on your back looking at the stars? I think the number would actually surprise you. There are commonalities in the human experience when brought into the perspective of an old soul can trigger remembrance that you've never experienced before at an accelerated pace. That's what conscious beings do. That's what those who have left a linear timeline do. They zoom out and they see everything all at once, and they let themselves dip their toe into the unknown because they've removed all fear of it. And the third and final thing that we want to discuss is an interesting one, and was a source of revelation for me as well. The universe wants you to know today that you should be consuming everything consciously, and when you do, you connect yourself or you align yourself with universal consciousness. So when I heard that, I wanted to ask a lot of questions. I wanted to know how and why. Pretty much you have to understand this. Every fiber of your being, every atom in the universe that has ever existed has its own intelligence. Every atom and fiber of the universe is connected to what is called universal consciousness. Let's take having a drink of water, for example. You take a drink of water, and just in its nature, by design, it's going to perform or fulfill certain things on behalf of you. You'll become hydrated, your organs will function better, your body will be able to regulate its temperature better. It has all kinds of different functions, right? When you, as a conscious being, become aware of the importance of that moment of consumption, understanding that what you're consuming is actually energy that's intelligent, you change the way that your body responds to it. You change the way that your field of energy responds to it. So what do I mean by that? Let's say now you are consuming a drink of water consciously. Instead of that water just kind of defaulting to its base function, it then has an opportunity to explore other things that it can do for you, because it's driven by intention, it's driven by attention, and it knows the level of consciousness that it's engaging with at the time, and it's going to get excited to do other things for you. It's going to nourish you in ways that it wouldn't have the opportunity to do before. It can leave its default setting, and it can make an assessment of who you are, what you're feeling, and what your needs are, and then it can act accordingly. So what if we apply this to every single thing that we're doing in our lives? Everything we're consuming, we should, number one, acknowledge that it's a gift, acknowledge that it's energy that is becoming part of us, and you have now unlocked the keys to universal consciousness so that it can work in your favor as a being who is ascending their consciousness. Anyway, thank you very much, you guys. Just a quick update on the soul portals. I've made a lot of progress. I have the final versions rolling out. I have 3 or 4 of them ready to sell, and all I'm needing to do at this point is really just take pictures of them and officially launch them on the website. So that is probably a few days away. The final product is similar to what you saw a month ago or a month and a half ago, but it's very, very upgraded. It's much better looking. It's much more powerful than I ever thought that it would be. And in this process of making it, I wanted to take shortcuts to make the production of it easier. But every time I did something different, it changed its potency. So no corners cut. Everything is being made with the awareness that these things are going into people's home, and they're going to act as a companion for your awakening, and I'm really excited to do that. My goal with making these pyramids was to get them to resonate with the Akashic records and universal consciousness, so you have a little piece of intelligence there working for you, studying you, and seeing what it can do for you as far as remembering who you are and expressing your true self as authentically as you can in this space. Anyway, thank you very much, you guys. I will see you very soon. Goodbye.